My local contractors, how you doing? In this video, I wanted to show you how I was able to get a 44% increase in call volume and leads for one of my customers with just the increase of one keyword in their Google business listing. Okay, so I'm going to go over the listing itself and the Google business listing. I'm going to show you where they're currently at. Then I'm going to go into my call tracking software and show you the call volume. And then I'll go into some back end details for you and show you exactly how I did it. But for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is George Poveda, and I am your local lead generation expert. In every single video that I create, I try and share one strategy or tip with you that you can take and implement into your own website. And again, in this video, I want to show you how I was able to get a 44% increase in call volume off of just one keyword. So I have a client in Chicago who is a masonry contractor, and does a lot of tuck pointing, lintel replacement, anything with masonry, right? Brick, stone, that type of stuff. And I'm originally from Chicago, and in Chicago there are a lot of brick homes. There is a lot of demand for that. There's a lot of service providers, and then it's also a very big market, right? I mean, Chicago, the third largest market in the country, very, very dense with population. And so because of that, I think, obviously there's a demand for that service, but then the more service providers that there are, I think it tends to drive down the cost for those particular services, right? It keeps them generally lower because there are people who are willing to do that service for cheaper. Right. And so there's an issue there for those people who are buying shared leads, because if you're buying all these shared leads and then you've got a bunch of other providers who are willing to provide that service at a really, really low cost, well, then it drives down your profitability, right? You've got to compete by cutting down your prices. That's what you tend to get a lot of when you buy those shared leads from like Angie's List, Home Advisor, Thumbtack, House, those types of services. You find that you've got to drive down your prices and ultimately shrink your margins. Okay. And so you want to be getting calls that are coming in off of your properties that you own, like your website, your Google business listing, things like that, that are exclusive to you. Because obviously there's no one else to compete with, and you can then start cherry picking the jobs that are best for you. They're the jobs that you want, and then also you can command higher pricing, which means larger margins, right? And so I want to show you what I'm doing for this client. This is a term that I looked up, tuck pointing Chicago, right? Because he does a lot of that type of work. And for him, it is a high margin type of service. And so this first listing right here, it's a sponsored listing. They're paying ads for that. But if you scroll down, this is the same guy who is doing ads, right? You can see that it says sponsored. This is my client right here, Chicago Tuck Pointing and Masonry. And again, it's in Chicago, very large market. The listing for this is location dependent. So the more places that you can be found within that map, then the more calls that you're going to get. Okay, so they're number one here, and then they're also number 5 on the first page of the search results. So they're obviously getting traffic. People are seeing the brand, and people are landing on their website and calling from that organic listing and also the map listing. Right now, you may say, "Oh, well, hey, I could have just picked whatever random business and played it off as it were mine." You can look at the number right here. 9100 is what the phone number ends in. Okay, I'm going to go to my call tracking software here, and you can see that these phone numbers, the organic listing, you can see 9100. So 773-377-9100. It is the same as right here. For the last 30 days, okay, we've had 49 calls come through in the middle of winter. We're in December, middle of December. We just got through Thanksgiving. We're approaching Christmas and New Year's. It is the slowest month of the year. And so still, had 49 calls coming through. And then for that same time period last month, the previous 30 days, you can see that we had 34 calls coming through. So again, it is an increase of 44% in the slowest time of the year, and all from for just this one client. Now, it's just one keyword, right? And we're going to keep on trying to rank for other keywords and ultimately try and get to number one. But there are a lot of factors that go into this, right? Obviously, I've gone through this before in other videos, but you want to make sure that your category on your business listing is the right categories, your primary category. Try and think of the primary service that you want to be offering in your marketplace. Okay, it could be by project size, it could be by margin, it could be by volume. However you want to select that category, you want to make sure that you've got that. You want to optimize your listing by putting in your website in there and really just focusing on all the services that Google allows you to put into your Google business listing. Take some time to really put in each of those services and describe them, and then even link them to the particular pages on your website that talk about that specific service, right? Do that. You want to get citations done, and you want to do some branding for your business listing. It means that the more that Google sees that you're present in your marketplace, okay, the more trust they start having in your business, and the better they're ultimately going to rank your Google business listing, right? I always say that if there's a business that just opens up shop today and they have no presence online whatsoever, how well do you think that Google is going to trust that company versus one that has been in business for the last 20, 30 years? I mean, their name is plastered everywhere on the internet. All of the other local businesses are essentially linking to them because they know that company provides good service, so on and so forth, right? Obviously, Google is going to have more trust in that 20-year-old business than the one that just opened up shop today. So you want to make sure that you focus on branding, and then also relevancy, right? How relevant is your listing to that search query? Google wants to show the most relevant search queries, the most relevant listings. And so you do that by getting very granular on your website, talking about the specific services that you provide. So let me give you an example here, right? You can see that through this tool, it's the same website, Chicago Tuck Pointing and Masonry. We are getting traffic for about 2,000 keywords, and you can see that the traffic has just been going up and up and up over the course of the last few months. And if I go to the website itself, I'll show you how I have the website structured. You can see that here for services, we're talking about all of the separate services that they provide: brick restoration, lintel repair and replacement, chimney repair, stone masonry, masonry waterproofing. These are different ways that people are searching for the services that this client provides, right? And then we go into tuck pointing, chimney repair, concrete, foundation repair, all of these types of services. But then I get even more granular by talking about the service areas. These are different neighborhoods within Chicago: Albany Park, Avondale, Bucktown, Ravenswood, Wrigleyville. And so there are a lot of brick homes in those areas that need to be serviced. And so if someone is in the Bucktown area and they're looking for a masonry contractor in Bucktown, well, hey, that increases relevancy, and then ultimately my listing is going to be found higher up in the search results, and I'm going to be able to capture that traffic and ultimately convert that person into a lead, right? And so again, it's all about relevancy. So focus on those three things: location, which is not something that you can really manipulate or alter, but you can focus on the two of the other three factors, which are relevancy and prominence, right? So just wanted to shoot this quick video and show you how to go about that. If you are interested at all in having a conversation on how you can increase your presence online, get your web properties higher up in the search results when people are searching for your services, right? Because the intent, the buyer intent, when people are searching for a masonry contractor in Chicago, if they find you, that intent is really, really high. I mean, they're looking for someone to provide the service ASAP, right? And those are the types of clients that you want, not the ones that you have to share with 4 or 5, 6 other contractors or service providers, and you've got to cut and slash your prices and your profits and all that. And so if you're looking for help with that, feel free to reach out and, just leave a message down below. We can get a conversation going and, ultimately just see where I can add value to you and your business. Thanks for listening, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.